All right, Tim, MLS season is upon us. Let's do some predictions. First one, MLS Young Player of the Year Award. And for clarity, this is given to the best 22 and under player. So you have to have been born after January 1st, 2004. That's crazy to think
My
there
kid,
are players playing.
that's my kid's age.
It's insane. I'm going to go first. I believe they put a list in here for us so we can peruse it. I'm going to say Kevin Sullivan. And this is a name that, diehard U.S. soccer fans are high on. I think he's 16 now for Philly. Last year, he kind of dipped his toe and got his feet wet, played a few games here and there. Now I think they're the type of club, by the way, that will play him. And they're going to say, here, kid, go. Let's go. And so I think he's very talented. He's young. He's young enough where he doesn't know anything. Right. And he can make mistakes and that's okay. And he can just go be brave and bold. And I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, it's a good choice. It's a good choice also because Philly sort of empower their young players.
Yeah.
They do a good job of identifying talent. And also, which you brought up earlier, they've moved a lot of players, right? So there's open spots now.
That's right. And they probably did it on purpose, to be honest. To give him a chance.
Yeah, they're very intentional. I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark horse, but he's a player who I like. Owen Wolff, son of a former teammate of ours, Josh Wolff. Yeah, down in Austin. I saw him play a little bit last year. Again, like you said, sort of this brashness of youth is so fun to watch. You just don't know what you don't know. The expectations sort of don't weigh on you as much. And you have this window of time to make mistakes. You just said that. And when you know you have this opportunity to make mistakes, it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier, And that's not to say there's not pressure, but those mistakes are built in, if that makes sense, right? You're not getting hooked every time. So
I always find myself with former players and their kids. I'm like, oh, but they can't be as good, or they can't. And I have to catch myself, and I'm like, no, he's his own man, and he's a good player.
Yeah.
Owen Wolff's a good player, so I like that pick. That's gonna be fun to watch. I think could be interesting to see if he does well. Austin's another team that sort of had a down year, and so it'd be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to MVP.
No. Say the award.
No, I'm not
right.
saying.
Say the Landon Donovan MVP award. That's amazing. How does that feel? That's incredible.
It feels kind of weird, to be honest.
But
it's nice. It's nice.
We had Don Garber on. Next time, I'm going to text Don and just say, is there a trophy maybe for like a Tim Howard trophy somewhere? Biggest Muppet, best goalkeeper. I don't know. There's got to be a Tim Howard.
I don't know. He loves you, dude. He'd probably make up
my guy
for you.
It's my guy. Landon Donovan, MVP. Who is going to win? The guy who probably should have won this year, but there was one Lionel Messi in his way. But Andres Dreyer from San Diego. I just think, I think he's, he had a really good first season, but he's found his groove. And he just we interviewed him, didn't we, at All-Star Weekend down in Austin. And this is a player I feel like had been around, has had some failures. Yeah. And he just sort of struck me as, that was the midway point of last season, right? And then he finished strong. He just sort of struck me as a guy who was like, I'm not going to take this for granted. This feels good.
Yeah.
I am very good, but this consistency feels good. And I sort of think he's going to go from strength to strength and have another sort of MVP caliber year.
He's my choice too, and it's hard to pick against Lionel Messi, but we've talked about this with the World Cup, with CONCACAF Champions Cup, that they're going to be clearly focused on. How much does Messi put into the league, or more importantly, how much does Mascherano put Messi into these league games, and how much do they care about that? Anders Dreyer, look, there's an outside chance too he makes the World Cup, but if he doesn't, and he's home, and it's not just about being home and playing games while other people are gone. It's also that you're not, the emotional side of a World Cup and coming back is really a big deal. And people don't have any idea how hard that is. Yeah. So if he's home and healthy, he's gonna light it up again. And Tim, remember, they had Chucky Lozano on the books. If they are able to offload him and bring in something better around Anders Dreyer, that will make him even better, because he sort of floats and he's under the radar a little, and now he won't be as much, but he's sort of hard to peg, and then he pops up and bang, it's in the back of your net.
Yeah.
So he's my choice too. I think it's a great choice. Who will win the Supporters Shield? Ooh, Philly last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one.
I have an idea.
Well, you can share it if you want.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Vancouver. Because
they almost won it last year.
Yeah, they almost won it last year. I think they've retained a lot of the players that they needed to sort of keep on. Every roster gets you trim the fat and you get better. You get Thomas Muller he was really good last year, but now he's there again for a full season. I think he brings a ton to any team, squad, dressing room, like a ton, both on and off the pitch. They're hungry. I think they're sort of this team that's like no one's talking about us, and like I still think they're sort of trying to command respect, and that's a heck of a motivating factor. So yeah, I do. I think Vancouver.
I think a lot depends on what happens with Sebastian Berhalter, Tristan Blackman. I think both of them have some contract stuff and teams want them. So if they're able to keep them, I don't hate that pick. If those two go, I think that's hard to replace. So I'm going to say LAFC, as much as I hate to say it and it pains me. I think Sonny for a full year, even though he's gone with the World Cup, new coach. So like some freshness there, and they're very good. And so I think there's a decent chance. Now, the West is really hard. The Galaxy will be better. San Diego, Vancouver. It's going to be hard. Portland, Seattle, always hard to play against. So, but I think LAFC, I think they have a good chance. Who's your matchup for the MLS Cup final?
Well, if I'm saying that, if I think Vancouver is going to be the Supporters Shield winner, then unless they get upset, which is possible, they'll probably represent the West. I know. I mean, there's as you said, the West is a gauntlet. The West is hard, man. Yeah. And then I don't think Miami's going to be in that in there. I don't. Tough one, man. The East is, Philly, like, is Philly in it? Again, they've had such turnover. I don't know. Maybe NYCFC. Yeah.
Okay. You got Vancouver, New York.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with LAFC because I had to. Yeah. I have to if I think they're gonna win.
Yeah.
And I think Philly. I've learned my lesson. Like, I'm not going to bet against them anymore. Now, I don't think they're as good in the playoffs as they are in a regular season. I don't think they're built that way.
It's fair.
But I just think they find a way to get there. Okay. And if they do, Andrew's going to be doing cartwheels and telling us about it forever. Then who wins? Miami or New York or Vancouver?
Vancouver.
I got LAFC.
Okay.
So it comes out of the West, we think.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple other ones. Do you think an MLS club, i.e. Miami, will win the CONCACAF Champions Cup?
Yes.
I think so, too.
I think Miami, I think they're prioritizing it. I really do.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I wouldn't bet against them, and I'm not betting against Messi.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, will there be an MLS player on the World Cup winning team? That's an interesting one.
Well, you know my take.
So like Lionel Messi, right? Could be.
Yeah.
Sonny, South Korea, unlikely. James, Colombia, dark horse, maybe.
Look, I firmly believe this theory that there's only 6 teams who can actually win the World Cup, right? On any given year. I can make an argument for maybe 7, but 6 teams can win a World Cup on a given year. And I don't have Argentina winning. So therefore, the answer to the question is no.
Yeah, I agree. I think no. But, I mean, we wouldn't be surprised, obviously.
No, of course not.
They've done it before. But it is great to say seriously that there could be a player from MLS on a World Cup winning team. And it's not just sort of like, oh, this guy from, Paraguay or, like we can say it in all honesty, which I think is great. Okay, last one. Who will be the next big name to enter the league? We talked about just Timo Werner and James Rodriguez in the winter.
Yeah.
Who comes in the summer? Think about after the World Cup. Who's the next big name to enter the league?
Yeah. we've talked about this, and I'm curious. I think it'll happen. I think it'll happen in someone's like introductory press conference or interview, that the next big player that comes in the league, I think will be saying to us, I was here in the summer and the World Cup was great and we were in X city and I kind of fell in love with blah. I don't know why I think that, but it just feels to me that there will be a big player. Let me give you a caveat. I'm going to say something crazy. The next big player in MLS, I got to think about this for a second, is going to be a Manchester City player. Because if you've been following the Premier League and you don't live under a rock, you know that Manchester City are in a bit of a kerfuffle.
Oh, interesting.
So depending on what that ruling is through the Premier League and all of the assumed ramifications and punishments and blah, 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 blah. What does that look like for their players? Now, I'm not suggesting that all of them leave because contractually they all can't. I'm not suggesting if any of them leave that they don't go to another place in Europe. But
you're not saying who it is. You're just saying a City player.
I was trying to funnel it down.
Like Bernardo Silva.
I don't think he's big enough. He's a huge.
Rodri. Surely not Erling Haaland.
No. What if it's Rodri? What if Rodri wins the World Cup?
Yeah, you could see that.
Possibly.
Now, does he really move the needle? And
no, I know.
He's a phenomenal player.
Okay. So
keep your comments to yourself, people. But like, does he move the needle?
I agree with you. I don't disagree with you. So big name player. Are we basically saying that there's only, because it's a little bit of a vague question. Are we only pretty much saying there's 10? There's probably 10 players in that category.
No. Like Thomas Muller's a big name player. Sonny's a big name player. They're not crazy names, but there's only a few Messis, right? So,
is Mo Salah?
Mo Salah is an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. And I think your point's good. Like when they're here for the summer, they're going to go, wow, look at these facilities. Look at these stadiums. Look at this lifestyle. Look at this. Yeah. All right. I'm going to give you.
Can you imagine the hate that we get from Liverpool fans as it is? The comments coming in that we just took Mo Salah off Liverpool. Anyway,
maybe
we're used to it.
All right. I'm going to say one, and Andrew read my mind. When Tom Bogert was here, he said the Lewandowski to Chicago stuff is real. So I think that qualifies certainly as a big name, and that makes sense for a ton of reasons. I'm going to give a really out of left field one. And I'm only saying this because I have heard someone who could make these types of decisions say this. Weston McKennie. And I don't think it'll happen, but I'm just throwing it out there that like amazing World Cup, things go well, and someone just backs up the Brinks truck and says, come on, dude, like we want you. And Weston's like his own, he's sort of his own person, own character. He could make a decision where he says, yeah, I'm good. Like I want to come to America and like do this.
That's one I thought about. I mean, I didn't even give it a ton of thought, but it's crossed my mind like what if? I truly think that a good business model, but also a good footballing model for an MLS team, LD, to say, right, I want one of the top 5 or top 3 best US players. I'm gonna buy them, and I'm gonna buy one of the top 3 or top 5 Mexican players. One of each. Build my team around them.
Genius.
Incorporate them. But I can see.
Tell your guys in Houston, let's go.
Could do it. I can see Weston McKennie coming back. I mean, maybe not. He's crushing it. I mean, he loves Italy. I don't know. Maybe he wants to go to Premier League.
We'll see. All right. Those are our MLS predictions. They're probably all wrong, but there they are.